Hey YouTube, welcome back to my second video. In today's video I'll be doing a classic French tip using all acrylic. So if you hate gel polish just as much as I do, and especially using gel polish to draw in those smile lines, then this is a perfect video for you. I'm also going to be adding some butterflies at the end to, spicing things up a little bit. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. So to begin, I'm gonna kind of show you two different ways that I like to sculpt my smile lines, which is usually either using one larger bead or using multiple smaller beads. Generally, especially if it's a longer length, like you'll see the length I'm using on this practice hand, it's much longer, so I usually don't prefer to use one larger bead. I much rather use smaller beads. It allows me to get my work a lot neater, which saves me time in the end with having to go back in and file. And the neater my smile line is from the jump, the better the French tip will look in the outcome. Now you're going to see that I'm going in with my hand file, and I'm basically just trying to make sure that the edges are sharp and crisp before I go in and apply the white. Once I go in and apply the white, whatever the shape looks like, it's going to look like. So now is definitely the most important time to go in, make sure I file it, and make sure everything is crisp before going on to that next step. Now this is the part of the video where things start to get a little bit messy, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm going to just be taking the white acrylic and I'm going to be filling in the rest of the nail, and that's how we're going to get our French tip. During this process, I'm not too concerned about filling in the white perfectly, which is why you're going to see I overlap the two, but not to worry. We're going to go back in with our e-file and we're going to clean it all up, and you're going to see how it's going to come out perfect. finished filling in all 4 nails. As I said, it's gonna look a little bit crazy here, like, Shan, what's really going on? But not to worry, we're about to go in with that e-file. But just before I do use the e-file, I like to go in with my hand file and fix the shape first, and then I'll go back in with the e-file, and you'll see how we get that French tip looking perfect. And I do apologize in advance. I know you guys may see that I'm fixing my hand a bit. This hand was stressing me out while I was trying to record this video. It kept falling apart, the fingers were popping off, but it's okay, we got through it and I got it done. I'm actually getting a new practice hand coming in the mail soon. It literally looks like a real finger, so I'm super excited for that, and I can get some better quality videos out to you guys during this quarantine. Now this is the part of the video that's definitely my favorite. This is where you really get to see the look actually coming together. So as I mentioned before, we're going to go in and we're going to clean up all of that excess acrylic or excess white acrylic that's kind of overlapped, and you're really going to see how everything cleans up very nicely, and we got those sharp lines. I believe this is a fine grit bit that I'm using. I'll double check and then I'll put it down in the description bar if anyone cares to know. And I'm basically just going to go over all the nails until there's no more white acrylic that's over the top. Now that I've made sure that I've removed all the excess white acrylic that was overlapping, I'm going to go in with my hand file again, and I'm just going to smooth out the top, just making sure that there's no lumps or anything left on the acrylic so that all of the nails are smooth. Usually I'll either use my hand file or I'll use a sanding band, but I don't know, today I just decided to use the hand file. They both work the same. I didn't really have too much that I needed to go in. I just wanted to make sure that the full nail was smooth and that there was no lumps or anything on it, so either or works perfectly fine. This is the part of the video where you can finally see how nicely everything's coming together. You can see we got some very crisp smile lines that are going on here. Our French tip is starting to look like an actual French tip, not a what I asked for versus what I got. And as promised, we're going to add some butterflies into this look, similar to a look that I did post on IG earlier last month, I believe. I'm just going in with this transfer foil and I'm just cutting out the butterflies and the flowers that I'm actually going to be using for this look. I'm not really a fan of this transfer foil adhesive that I'm using because it takes so long to cure. I just found this at my local nail supply shop. It's kind of like a generic brand, but honestly I'd be putting it under the light 3 and 4 times and you can still see some of the white, and it's supposed to cure and be clear. If you don't cure it properly, they don't stick at all. And even after getting it cured properly, sometimes they still don't even stick that well. So with that being said, I definitely recommend investing in a good quality transfer foil adhesive. I'm currently looking for one. Originally, I was gonna go in and put butterflies on all nails, but I thought I'll just do it on the first two and leave the last two so you can really see the detail of the French tip. And I just went over with my DND Top Coat, which is my favorite top coat. And now this is the final look. So that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much again. If you've made it all the way to the end, I greatly appreciate you. Stay tuned for more videos. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, follow me on Instagram, shan.nailedit. Until next time, bye guys.